Greetings! Tonight's episode of Starfleet Boy After Dark deals with adults-only topics like sex work. If this makes you uncomfortable, we recommend you tune into something else. We promise we won't be offended. Otherwise, we hope you enjoy the show. We're not live. We're recording. I'm so pleased to have Seán Ferrick here on your debut on my little show in my little corner of the interwebs. So thank you for coming.
Not at all. Thank you so much for having me. I am so delighted to be here, to be interacting with you. We have interacted. I think we were both on a stream before, but I think that's kind of the extent of our conversation in a not text-based way.
Exactly. I was gonna say I'm we've been following each other on Twitter. We've had a lot of little moments here and there, but this is the first time we're like just hanging out. We're virtually hanging out in this new modern era where people hang out on their view screens at home.
This is it. I think I've spent more time virtually hanging out with new and sure to be very, very good friends than I have seen probably my family in the last year and a half.
Same here. Yeah. I mean, interesting times. It's kind of accelerated like human. I mean, we'll never replace like in person. There's like just a magic about it, and you appreciate it more actually because of this time. But like, it's so cool how like it's kind of accelerated. This pandemic is not cool, but one of the cool side effects is that it's accelerated human our different ways that we can interact, and technology's even gotten better, and there's so many people doing this now, and it's amazing. I as a Trekkie, I was like, one day this will happen. I didn't know it was gonna be like this soon.
Yeah, I think when we were coming up watching, particularly I think TNG, when every week there was the view screen and everything, and I was like, oh, that's really cool technology. Not realizing that would just be like, Skype calling, when a few years went by, and then even when pandemic started, I wouldn't have been much of a video caller now, and now it's almost like, what do you mean you want to meet? I'm not okay with this. No. That's weird. 6 feet, dude. 6 feet.
Too soon. Seán, so what brought us together today is a very interesting topic, and we'll definitely get to that. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you all the pomp and circumstance that one gives to a first timer on my show. And so I was wondering if you would just tell our audience a little bit about yourself, what you do, and mainly if you could put a Star Trek tint on it, since this is like Starfleet Boy, and tell us a little bit about your Star Trek experience.
Well, as you can see, I'm not a Star Trek fan at all. I've been living a lie this whole time. No, well,
you're in a holodeck, by the way. Your background looks like a holodeck. Just
that's right. Yeah, unfortunately, Moriarty is after messing with the controls, so that's why you're seeing bits and pieces of rooms. But it's okay. I've got data on the case. We'll get that sorted out.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm Seán. I've been a Trekkie forever, and I do mean forever. According to my dad, I was 2 when I was holding my first phaser.
That's
so
amazing.
like I am no longer 2. It's been a while, and
you're not, and it's been more than 9 years, so we know you're not an Okampan.
or I'm like a super concentrated Okampan. Like I am definitely one of the elders. Yeah, and actually, funny enough, I vividly remember watching Caretaker for the first time.
Oh,
and that was, 1994, which immediately, it ages me in some respects, the fact that I can remember it. I also remember Emissary, but I was not around for Encounter at Farpoint, I will say that.
Interesting. Well, I was around in a quasi period because I'll just say my age. It's okay. I was born in 1978, if you can imagine. It's like quite quite. That's the reaction most people have. You can see it in my beard. It's starting to come through quite a lot there. Yeah.
Well, now I will forever be calling you Admiral Vance because that is definitely a proper Dadmiral beard.
I'm about to shave it. Yeah, it's coming off tonight, but I maybe I'll be encouraged to keep it a little bit longer.
It is wonderful. I will just say that, not to make it a harder decision or anything, but it is a very, very nice beard.
Thank you very much. We have a friend. I think you also interact with him. Trek Cat Ian. He's the Dadmiral. Yes. He's the real Dadmiral.
He is the boss Dadmiral.
I'd be happy to be a Vice Dadmiral though. That'd be a cool Vice or Rear Dadmiral. I don't know. That might be a little too cheeky.
Well, I mean, it'd fit the theme.
It certainly would. So wow. So like basically you have had Star Trek fed into your brain since you were like before you could really talk, which is amazing.
It absolutely, like, I mean, we, as from interacting on Star Trek Twitter, I think there's so many more people who are in the same similar situation as us, where it was very much a part of our foundation growing up.
Yeah.
You know, so much of the way I view life, the way I guide my interactions with people are, it sounds so cliched, but it's for a reason. It's these things like, what would Jean-Luc do? You know, things like that. Less, I realize I'm wearing this. Less, what would Kirk do? You know, no shade, no judgment, but there's an awful lot of, you know, the issues in lower decks exist because of an awful lot of what the Enterprise 1701.
Yeah, all the gags are there because of that. And like, you know, thank goodness for the Trek movies, because I think we should definitely come back and talk about these things a little more deeply. But just to say that, like, Kirk, thank goodness, you know, came to terms with all his flaws around Star Trek 6, and well, maybe not all of them, but
a lot of them, sure.
A lot of them. So it is cool that happened. Not like they didn't plan those things out in those days, but you do get a character arc, which is like a growth arc, if you will, which is insane. So very cool. I can't wait to talk to you more about Star Trek. We'll definitely do more of that. But I was gonna ask you one more question. Like, when you were growing up, did you witness that transition from when like Star Trek was like considered not cool, and then all of a sudden, like, not that it's cool, I mean, it's still, some people still poo-poo it, but it's like more popular than it's ever been. Growing up at school and stuff, when you said you liked Star Trek, was it like, were you met with any resistance or anything like that?
I mean, so much yes. And it was like, so when I was in, say, small school, primary school here, I had a couple of friends who would have also have watched Star Trek, but it just wasn't as prevalent, I guess. Now, I was still an out and proud Trekkie from very, very, like, as in, you know, there was no kind of like, I wonder if he likes Trek. It was the, oh wow, he needs help. And then when I went to my high school, not so much in my first, because we moved just after the end of my very first year, but I made a brilliant friend going into my second year who was, you know, he pretty much matched me in terms of Trek psychosis. So it happened at a perfect time.
I love you calling it Trek psychosis. That's genius. That's how I'm going to refer to it for myself from now on.
You can have that one for free. That is, yeah, Trek
awesome.
psychosis.
It
was me and him. Like, you know the way you had those kids in school, some kids would be smoking behind the bike sheds, some kids would be like doing this. No, it was me and him looking at like Star Trek magazines behind the bike sheds.
Oh, that's amazing.
You know, I'd say there was times when, you know, parents were like, I wish they were looking at porn. You know, like, what's... And this was, of course, like, we went to see Star Trek Nemesis in the cinema together, and we kind of both walked out going, that was awesome! See, Trek psychosis. And yeah, but it was, I'd say, to be fair, and I wonder if you agree with this, I think it was, love them or hate them, I think it was the Kelvin films that
100%.
Was the big turning point of this is cool now.
I had like I had a similar experience to you. I was lucky that like from kindergarten, basically, I found some Trekkie friends, and we kind of, so I always had them, but we as a group together collectively would face a lot of adversarial behavior for liking Star Trek. And in my family, even even though my father was a fan, my mom didn't quite understand it. Now she loves it. She watches Star Trek Discovery. She loves Jean-Luc, but but back then she was always trying to say like, why don't you go out and do something else, or like the other boys are watching this, and I'd be like, I would thanks mom, but no. But then after the 2009 release of Star Trek, I remember so many people reaching out to me and going, "Hey, I'm so sorry I made fun of you. Star Trek's really cool." And I was like, "Wow." Like, if for nothing else, it was to get that validation. Like, I love the Kelvin films, but if nothing else, I'm grateful, because it was insane, especially family members who were very rude growing up. Some of my cousins approached me and just were like, "Oh, that Star Trek stuff's not that bad." Like, I was like, "Wow, what is this?" And it was those films.
Like that, there was definitely, I will hold my hand up and say that there was definitely a few, probably months after Star Trek 09 came out and people were really starting to engage with the film and they were talking about it so much. And there was me in the corner going, liked it before it was cool.
Yeah.
Even though it was always cool. It was always cool.
It was always cool. But everyone can revel in that little moment of victory when something they love suddenly other people click into it and realize it and stuff like that. So that's amazing. All right, cool. So that brings us to the reason for our discussion today, not our discussion, our hangout today, is so I've been seeing you put up some promos for your OnlyFans on Twitter, and I love the promos. I always they're very like let's just say they're tasteful thirst traps. I love them. Like, it's just like the right yeah, and they're Star Trek themed too, so that's the thing. And I was like, okay, I gotta like check it out, because I like Sean, and I support him, and I support OnlyFans and sex work and things like that. So I was like, I gotta check it out. And then you posted the one where you're like, like this, and I was like, all right, that's it, I gotta do it. So I'm gonna do it. We're recording my reaction, so I've got it up here. Tell us a little bit about before we click in, tell us a little bit about your motivations to do OnlyFans, and just your thoughts in general about it, because it's definitely not, like, I would say it's a lot less controversial than maybe 10 years ago, but it's still a controversial thing.
I mean, you're so right, and it was such an easy decision, to be honest. My entire outlook on how I approach, not just how I've approached OnlyFans, but how I approach presenting myself to a wider audience has changed entirely, largely because of the online community that we've met through Twitter, through Instagram as well, and how supportive and how open we all are of our different endeavors. We see people putting up Etsy stores, their artwork, their designs. There are fantastic uniform-based profiles as well. And I started initially I started with kind of collecting uniforms and putting out pictures like that. And for me, this was a natural next step, because, as you say, I mean, there is definitely a Trek theme in what I do, and I suppose we can get we can get really existential philosophical about this, and we can thank the Kelvin films for making Trek cool again, and we can thank we can thank Jean-Luc Picard for kind of bringing a little bit of sex appeal to a very kind of respectable level of Trek. But the fact is, so much of Trek is sexy, and it's something that
100%. Yes.
Like, look at Chris Pine look at Zoe Saldana, look at anyone in any particularly of the JJ films, but in any of the Treks, there is an inherent
going all the way back to TOS. Like, some of the outfits are they're very just sexy. There's no other way to describe them. You're absolutely right.
Like, I've had a crush on Jeffrey Hunter since I think I knew what the word crush was.
Yes.
And we're talking, this is the top that didn't, breathe. It was effectively a jumper with a badge sewn on, and it's the way they carried themselves. So I had all of this in my head when I was thinking, well, I know I want to start an OnlyFans. I was lucky in that I had a few friends of mine who had experimented with setting up pages. Some had enjoyed their experience. Some had found it not to be not enjoyable, but just they decided after a while it wasn't what they wanted to pursue. And that was also fine. Like, you are allowed to try things,
Absolutely, yeah.
you know? So I took the plunge. I set up a page, and yes, Trekkie Seán is my name. Obviously, the fact that I am sitting here talking with you today, I am not. We have not modulated my voice. I am not wearing any kind of Phantom of the Opera style mask. I believe that this is a very open thing that should be shared. Now, obviously, I must say, of course, my content is for an adult audience. It is 18s plus. That is clearly marked on what I do, and of course, OnlyFans itself is marketed at an adult audience, which is not to say that every single profile on OnlyFans is exclusively sex work content.
Right.
I chose to celebrate Star Trek while also, to be frank, celebrating my body a little bit.
Yes.
Because
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm very comfortable sharing my skin, and I have received so much positivity. It feels amazing, honestly.
You've been kind of to me on this journey for a while now, and I've been following it, and I have to say, like, it's very inspiring because I also was following your fitness journey, and that was amazing to like. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I struggle with body dysmorphia, and it's like just to see your journey. I was like, oh, you know what, like, it, like, this takes time, and there's like struggles where some days you feel really amazing about yourself and some days that you don't, and you put it all out there. So I appreciate that. And so anyways, another reason I'm so glad you came here is because I like parked an OnlyFans username, so Starfleet Boys on OnlyFans, and so now maybe I'll be curious myself one day, and like, like, start to open up in that way as well. So I'm very excited to get into this. So shall I pull up the website?
Sure. Okay, that is great. Are you comfortably sitting down? Is totally is the heart monitor okay?
The heart monitor is okay. Ooh, I do feel it beating a little bit though. I'm definitely anticipating here. All right, so I'm on my homepage, and so I just click on your picture, and it'll take me to your page, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right, so Trekkie Seán. Wow, that's a lot of likes. Okay, here we go. So author, podcaster, cosplayer, fantasy man. I like that. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Okay, so here we go. I haven't scrolled all the way. Should I share? I shouldn't. I can't. I don't know how to blur things out, so I'm not going to share it on the screen. Audience, you're just going to have to subscribe and watch along with us. So if you go to OnlyFans and then look up Trekkie Seán, you can do that, and then we'll give you 2 seconds right now to catch up with us. So I'm on the homepage right now. Okay, here we go. So it's a black and white picture coming up. Can I read the description here?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Got something a little special just for you or for your partner in mind. Send me a DM with your request. Ooh, I can do that. That's awesome. Discounts for multiple images available. Ooh, I've got some ideas. All right, here we go. Whoa, hot stuff. Yes.
You are too kind.
No. Very nice. Jockstrap, very cool. That's what I'm seeing. And a ball cap and an amazing fit body. Wow. Very nice. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, time for a vote. So you can do polls. This is great.
Yes. So just on that, what I do is I love to engage with people. Like, whether, as you know, like, we engage on Twitter, I engage with people on Instagram. I would like to engage with people on OnlyFans. So I would do a poll. I want to know, what do you want to see in, hey, you're paying for this content. I want you to get what you get your value's worth.
All right, I'm already putting my vote in. That's amazing. Yay. Oh, let me see who's in the lead though. It's cool. All right. I'm gonna have to get some more audience. Subscribe and vote for TOS. Let's get the TOS meter. Come on, guys,
go. Get voting. 2 days left.
Now, if TOS does win by any chance, I would like an authentic TOS costume. So even though I see you've got the beautiful Beyond era TOS top there. I love it. But I'm requesting like the whatever it was, like the velour, or maybe go back to like the cage. Just saying.
I mean, I might be able to agree to that request. I'm just saying. We'll have to see if it wins the vote.
All right, I'm gonna be lobbying for this one. All right, we're going on to the next one. Here's some more. The sexy feeling after a shoot when you're sliding your clothes back. Oh, I feel like I should read this in like a sexier voice. That sexy feeling after a shoot when you're sliding your clothes back on and you kind of just want to take them off again. Scrolling. Ooh. Let's just say we found a quantum fissure. That's awesome.
I'm using that
one. I love it. Ooh, I'm getting red. Can you see? I'm turning red. Like, but this is great. Star Trek Lower Decks is back, season 2. Enjoy your episode. Okie dokie. Oh, what a tease and what an awesome shot. That's amazing.
Okie dokie.
Dude, I'm going to send you a tip. All right, I am blushing. I'm hot. Like this. This is steamy, good stuff. Oh, it's a nice portrait of you too.
Just to kind of just balance, a little bit of balance in there. Yeah.
You have a scant?
I have a scant. Yes, I do. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
So comfortable. Oh my god, it is easily one of the most comfortable uniforms I own.
These are the sexiest Star Trek pictures I've ever seen, and I've seen quite a few Star Trek pictures. No, these are oh my god. Oh my gosh, Enterprise. Yes. Okay, this is all right. Full endorsement. Go to OnlyFans, Seán Ferrick, Seán Trekkie Seán right now, because this is hot stuff. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make it through any more of these. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep going.
Excellent.
Oh yes. Okay, this is an amazing. This is an amazing use of the Borg cube. You're literally plugged into the collective here.
We are as one.
Yes, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay, I love that you go from a laugh to back to really freaking hot and steamy. I will say here I have a jock strap fetish, so very nice.
Excellent.
And I love to shower with the friends. This is like a totally amazing experience. This is my first OnlyFans, and what a way to kick it off. This is so cool. We're gonna get you to many more subs. I love this heart one. Seán, dude. And I see your metal mug that I was admiring in this one picture.
Oh yes, the metal mug, which I must say is making a cameo on tonight's feed as well.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Very cool. There you are. That's awesome. I was distracted by your OnlyFans. I had to look up to see you. This is hot shit. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love this one too. There's one of you just sprawled in the bed. It's like
just nice and handy,
Wow, this is. Oh my gosh, yes. That's so okay. This is not what it's called, but Down to the Bridge, that one. I'm on that one, and I like. Okay, so I love the. I guess you could call it like the field jacket, Picard's like field jacket. That's what you're wearing, I think, right? Yeah, it has the.
That's it. Yeah.
But our friend Trek on the Tube calls it a chair vest because it looked like chair upholstery to him. I don't know why he calls it that. It's a weird thing. You can see it. I guess you can see it, right?
I can see that. Yeah.
So I can't wait to be like, the chair vest has never looked hotter. I just saw a photo of Seán sporting it, and it's amazing. This is cool, and I love just like, I don't know how much thought you put into this. Maybe you put a lot of thought into this, but it feels like it because even the chair looks futuristic, like the chair you're sitting in. It has the like grid pattern and stuff like that, and so very cool. Wow.
Hollow chair. Yeah.
Okay. Starfleet Point needs air.
Breathe. breathe,
Wow.
breathe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the fuel jacket from the movies. Okay,
It
what is your closet? Is it all is it all Star Trek?
I am not exaggerating when I say, like, if I was to go to let's say a respectable night out where you would not be expected to wear Starfleet uniforms, I would actually struggle to find something to wear at this
That's
stage.
amazing.
That is the one. I'm not calling it a drawback for 1 second, but that is one fallout from lockdown. Is that, well, I can just wear whatever I want around the apartment, and I'm
You
absolutely
certainly
fine.
can. That's totally
Yeah.
true. Well, that's your oldest image. So we've scrolled through it all, and that's my favorite one so far because I love that tactical field jacket so much. No, actually, there's another photo. There's so many of my favorites already on here. But this is amazing. This is a very cool experience, and I'm glad you're my first OnlyFans experience because I don't know who else would have made it so awesome.
Thank you so much. You are so, so kind. It's been, like I say, it's been an absolute pleasure. The feedback has been wonderful. It's, I'm just going to say it. Sex work, and sexuality should be celebrated. It should be shared, obviously, in a safe and appropriate fashion, but it should be something that we enjoy and we have fun with. And that is one of the ethos behind my page. We have, some slightly safe for work photos, and then once we move into, say, DMs and pay-per-views, we have some slightly less safe for work photos. But what it is a celebration of fun. That is what
It is.
I want with this. And Star Trek is fun for me. It's fun for so many of the people that we know, and it's a joy to be able to share this.
And just to piggyback off that, beautifully said, sex work is work. It's real work. Like I think, we've reached a point where, we have a society which, if you look at it today compared to 100 years ago, on paper, we're way more enlightened, but we're not in practice. And, it's time to put some of these like really oppressive taboos and limitations and things like that away and into the past. We have the means to safely deliver this kind of work and entertainment, and to keep the workers safe too, because otherwise, there again, we could have a whole discussion, but there's so many unsafe venues that people pursue when they don't feel safe and comfortable and able to express themselves and work. So this is amazing, and I think that 100% supported here on Starfleet Boy After Dark. Everyone go subscribe, check this out. You could do a trial period, right? Like, is that how, or no? Yeah, you can do a little.
We can do short term, and we can do long term. We can do just 1 month if you like. That's grand. You will get access to everything on my page. We can discuss pay-per-view rates after that. That is $12, and then we can discuss longer rates where I do discounts for the longer that you join in. And basically, the thing is, my DMs are quite literally always open, and it's. I just want to say really, really quickly as well. There can be a stigma over signing up as a viewer to these things, and there can be a hesitation because we still have, as you beautifully said, we still have this kind of hesitation that, oh, maybe this is dirty, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I can tell you, I have already met so lovely people through this, and get in touch, have a chat. I'm not going to bite. You're not going to bite. It's going to be lovely and friendly. And if after a month you're like, thanks very much, I'm going to be like, that's absolutely fine. And I appreciate the support. I appreciate everything. And you're all lovely and wonderful.
Well, I'm on this journey with you, so you're getting a 12-month subscription out of me, and you get a discount. I get a discount at that rate, so that's very exciting.
Yes,
so there's different tiers of discounts. So I look forward to checking in on that OnlyFans every now and then, and maybe you'll come on a featured live stream and hang out with us on one of our After Dark programs, or even on our regular stream. It would be awesome to have you.
I'd love it. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Seán, is there anything you've got to promote other than your OnlyFans?
Well, yes. Obviously, I'm on Twitter and Instagram, just nice and easy at Seán Ferrick. I have 2 novels available, one of which you have just seen, and I have another one called Shadows in the Stars. They are
Oh,
both
wow.
available through Amazon in both Kindle and paperback versions as well. So they are out there for grabs. I have 3 podcasts at present. I have You're on Crackmate, which is available every Tuesday through Spotify and all good podcast catchers. I have An Englishman and an Irishman Go to the Movies, which I
That's a great
co-host
title.
with. Oh, we'd love that as well. Credit must go to my amazing co-host, Ian Whittington at Galactic Dave on Twitter, who has kept me sane, and I don't think I've done the same for him. I think, if anything, I have made his lockdown even more difficult, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. And I have another podcast as well, which is A Horse of a Different Color, called You Set the Tone, which you can find on Twitter at set_pod or on Instagram at You Set the Tone Pod, which I co-host with Ed and Sharon, where every week we analyze an episode of the medical drama show ER, which is a little bit different.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I didn't know about the last one. I knew about all the other ones. So now I've learned, and I'm going to go subscribe to that as well. So Down to the Bridge is a book that you wrote.
Yes, it is. Yep. So Down to the Bridge, I wrote. What are we at now? 2021. I finished it 10 years ago. I think I started it about 15 years ago. That has been available on Amazon since 2019, I'm delighted to say. It is a dystopian future, but it's hard sci-fi. It's not Blade Runner future. It's, oh God, we have no technology future. It's a bit like that.
Oh, interesting.
I'm very proud of that book, I will say. It's set in Ireland. There is a distinctly Irish flavor to it, but it's also, I feel it's quite inclusive of as many different ideas. There's probably a bit of Star Trek in there, I won't lie. And that is my first novel. My second novel, Shadows in the Stars, is available as well. Now, that is much more recognizable sci-fi from, say, where we would come at it from. We have aliens, we have space stations, we have explosions, we have lots of swearing. I enjoyed writing a lot of swearing in that
yes.
one. Yes.
I look forward to that. Very cool. Oh, wow. Excellent. Man, you're a gentleman of many talents and interests. It's very, very cool. I look forward to checking out your books. Thank you so much again, audience. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe. If you go and check out Seán's OnlyFans, please let us know too, because I'd love to know and see what you think, and we can chat about it and talk about how sexy he is, because I wouldn't say some things in front of Seán, but
you can say everything. Everything's totally fine.
I know. It's true. It's true. Okay. Live long and prosper, and we will see you next time.